The Heroscape community is amazing. Hey, remember when I made Heroscape videos? Because I don't know about you, but in the final hours of Age of Annihilation, aka Hasbro's attempt at reviving Heroscape, I gave up. The developers clearly didn't care anymore, the community became a toxic cesspool, and everyone kept just having the same conversations over and over and over again.
The game would have funded if they had tears. Why don't they put the murders?
I would say, if they marketed the game, it would have funded. I wasn't planning on making any more videos about this game until maybe the next C3V release, and even then I was iffy about that because I was just so burned out on this shit. But then Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, invited me onto his podcast. Again. By the way, in case you don't know about it, you should totally check out their podcast. They're great. And it was there that I learned that the Heroscape community, at least the ones who aren't toxic dipshits, wouldn't go gently into that good night. See, the whole thing began in the final hours of the HasLab campaign. While I was busy giving up and the community was busy melting down over this completely atrocious relaunch, some legend of an Avalon Hill employee posted this to the Hasbro Pulse website. For those of you just listening to me, they posted 30 of the unit cards that were designed for Age of Annihilation. These are complete cards with all of the stats, special moves, and traits you need to run these units in your own games. The only thing not included are the official hitboxes. For obvious reasons. The official miniatures aren't going into production. And 4 days later, Cytail posted freaking patch notes to the... And 4 days later, Cytail posted patch notes to Heroscapers. Apparently, the development team had made a couple of balancing changes to the cards after they were all posted onto the interwebs. Now, I won't go over the changes that they made to the cards because that would be really boring, but I will post the link in the description. Anyway, it didn't take very long for books to pop up for each unit on Heroscapers. If you're like me and you don't fully comprehend what books are in Heroscape, I'll just quote Jeremy, aka the Eslam Kole. Books are essentially the anchor for each character. They show the base stats, the card synergies, etc. Oftentimes, the threads for each book have posts on games and armies the units were used in. But most importantly, at least in my dipshit opinion, they contain copies of the cards in question. So you can download them, print them out, and then use them in your games at home. It's how the entire custom scene operates. But what does that exactly mean for you? Well, for the Age of Annihilation units that have books, it means you can print out very official looking cards and add them to your collection with minimal Photoshop. But more importantly, if you're a filthy min-maxer, it means that you get a handy dandy little cheat sheet of what units synergize really well with the unit in question. So like you don't have to go digging and doing a lot of thinking to know that Zenithrax the Soul Weaver bonds really well with the Greenscale Warriors. Keep in mind this is for most of the units. Currently only 19 out of the 30 unit cards shared with us have books on Heroscapers.com. And the level of detail in each book is varied. For example, Admiral EJ1M has synergies offered, received, immunities, vulnerabilities, all of that is listed. Whereas the Ordo Borealis only have the synergy benefits offered and received. Now, I'm not complaining because nobody has to do this work and we're getting it all for free, but if you're an entitled pedantic asshole, it might bother you. Of course, what's the point of having these cards and books if we don't have figures? Well, that's the most exciting part to me because the absolutely insane people over at Heroscapers have been putting together a list for every single unit. And I mean every single unit, not just the units with cards released. 44 of the 46 units that were supposed to be in AOA have proxies released for them. And some of them have a shitload of options to choose from. The Dreadnoughts of the new Tortuga have 9 links of figures listed underneath them. Now, I mean, that does kind of make sense for them because they're a squad card and you need a figure for each one and you want to keep it accurate, but you get the idea. And these proxy figures aren't like really random shitty like sculpts of plastic that you would expect to find. Some of them, especially the ones listed on Etsy, look incredible. Like, look at this stand-in for Knight Primus Adelburn. Are you kidding me? This thing looks a bad fucking ass. I might buy this anyway just to have it. And look at these proxies for the Ordo Borealis. I know they're supposed to be like bear units with guns, but these cats look fucking incredible. And once again, even if I didn't play Heroscapers, I would buy these because they look so sick. I might honestly buy all 5. And to break out of my Clockwork Combine bias, look at this proxy for Zenithrax the Soul Weaver. This looks incredible. and it's also $80. Once again, the link to the page with all the proxies is listed in the description, as well as the link to those proxies I showed, because they look amazing. Now, of course, this is all super exciting, but it does bring up one major question. Are these tournament legal? So far, there isn't an official proxy for every single unit. You can see where this would become a problem. You could go into a tournament and there could be an Ordo Borealis unit that has a little bit better line of sight than another Ordo Borealis unit. Now, the last I heard as of January 2nd, 2023, that's weird to say, is that the Age of Annihilation units are being considered their own category, and there are no official proxies at this time. For those of you at home who aren't in the know, that means there are 5 categories now for tournament formats. Heroscape Classic, Marvel, VC, which are all of the custom classic Heroscape units, C3G, which are the custom Marvel units, and now Age of Annihilation. So a tournament can have a format that says that Classic and AOA are legal, but not VC, C3G, and Marvel. Does that make sense? But anyway, that's everything you need to know about the fans' revival of Heroscape's revival. And if you want an idea of what getting these proxies and putting them together and doing all that will be like, I highly recommend clicking right here. It is one of my favorite videos. It's not necessarily about proxies, it's about customs, but it's going to be the same process. And that's it. Thanks for watching.